Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful day, without me. It's Thursday, okay? And we are in a new month, so happy November. Ooh, yes. Alright, so if you're not hip, we are doing the fourth quarter series special, and this is part 2 of waiting versus preparation. And we're just gonna do a quick recap of the first video, and then we're gonna bring it on to the second video. Second video topic. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. That was a nice little montage at the beginning, right? Yeah, you liked it. Okay, so on Tuesday we talked about waiting versus preparation. This is what we did. We definitely defined the term. So if you don't remember, waiting is the action of staying where you are or delaying action until a particular time or something else happens. And then preparation is to make something ready for use or consideration. We were working with Psalm 27 verses 13 through 14, and they state, "I truly believe I will live to see the Lord's goodness. Wait for the Lord's help. Be strong and brave and wait for the Lord's help." That was the New Century Version, because I need plain English in my life. Deciphering the Bible is so hard for me, so I just need it, straight. Give it to me straight. And basically what that said to me was there's a time for preparation and waiting, and just kind of gave the advantages and disadvantages of both. And then I also made a reference to the T.D. Jakes sermon about how God's going to shake the nest. So if you're interested in more of that, just go ahead and click that last video and then get yourself caught up, and then join us here for part 2. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about navigating those seasons as far as waiting and preparing. Like, we acknowledge that you wait after you've prepared. So how do you prepare? What steps do you take to begin to prepare and stuff? So let's just go ahead and get into that. Now, the first thing you have to do is acknowledge what season you're in. You have to acknowledge that you are in a place where you need to be preparing to wait for something. You need to be getting your life right. You have to acknowledge that. If you cannot acknowledge that, if you cannot come to terms with the fact that there are things that you need to do in order to move on to the next level, you will not go nowhere. Okay, so that is step 1. Acknowledge where you are. Take responsibility for all the decisions that you've made to get to where you are, and acknowledge your placement right now. That's the first thing you have to do. And then after you've acknowledged that you are in the midst of being prepared or having to prepare yourself, you have to ask God. You have to go back and be like, okay, Jesus, you're telling me to prepare. You're telling me that in this season right now where I'm at, when I'm going to have to wait for you, I need to prepare. What am I preparing for? Like, what is coming? Like, it's okay to ask God, like, what exactly do I need to prepare for? Like, what is this next level going to look like? How can I prepare? Like, you have to ask, because if you don't know what you're preparing for, you don't know like how to prepare, how can you begin to get started on that? And then you're just sitting in limbo, like trying to prepare for stuff. You don't want to like waste your time doing things that aren't necessary for the next level, you know what I mean? So it's always good to just go to God and just get that confirmation of, what do I need to be doing right now? Where am I going? Like, what we about to do, Jesus, because I can't do it without you. So you already need to just tell me where I'm going, and then what steps I need to take to get there, so we can move in synchrony or syncrasy, whatever, in sync. So we can be in sync. We can be on this wavelength together, rolling with the waves and everything. Okay. And then after you do that, that's when you can really start implementing those small changes in your everyday life, and then until they roll and get bigger. Now, this is the hard part, because when you are in the process of changing, that is when all of the BS pops out the cut. Like, you're gonna have more distractions than usual. People are gonna be falling off from your life. Like, it's gonna be a lot going on here in this place. And you're going to be called to go into places where a lot of people in your life, or some people in your life, if you don't have the right people in your life, they're not going to be able to go with you. God is going to drown you in water to clean you off, because I was listening to God's Gossip yesterday. Well, okay, it's not a recent episode. This is pre-recorded, so like, it's not November where right here inside this video, but it's November with y'all looking at it. So gosh, yesterday was October 10th. October 10th episode of God's Gossip. My girl Jasmine, she was talking about how God takes you through water to clean you off. Like he's gonna try to get everything that's not of him off of your body. That's happening right here, where you are in the process of making those small changes and doing everything that he says to do. Like it's gonna start off with small changes, but after a while all your small changes are gonna add up and be like big changes overall. But in this process, that's when God is stripping you of people. That's when God is like stripping you of habits. He's trying to get you to move and do what he says and is calling you to do. He's trying to get you in the swing of moving like you're already in the season that you're trying to prepare for. That's when he's like, this is like pregame, you know what I'm saying? Like I hate to relate it to drinking, but this is like pregaming before the party. You're trying to get right before you get to the situation. And the same thing like preseason with football or preseason with any game. You're trying to get right before you get to the situation. You in the training room right now, bruh. Like you are here. This is the time to start getting your life right, so that when you already are being blessed, when you're already in the next level, you already know how to move accordingly. You don't even gotta pretend, you don't gotta fake it till you make it, because you hip. So that's what's happening right here. And you got to be aware of distractions, because I'm telling you, those old habits, those old people, that why you acting different, why you brand new, that's all happening right now. And that's when you really got to pray for discernment and knowing who's there and who needs to go. Like because there are people that need to stay in your life that will say you're acting brand new, and sometimes those are coming from the loved ones that actually do mean you well, but they don't understand what's going on. So you have to understand, like, you have to pray about those situations. You can't just go cutting people off willy-nilly. Like, there are actually people who actually just need to see what you got going on, that need to stay around you, that are going to be questioning what you got going on in your life. They'll respect it, but they're going to be questioning it. They're going to be like, what's going on? What's really happening? Because you moving different now. You acting different. You being funny. It's like, girl, what was you up to? Or boy, what you doing? Like, I don't understand. And that's okay. Then it's not for anybody else to understand except for you. This is your process. Your movement is you and God. That's all it is, and that's all it ever needs to be. Okay? So yeah, you just have to pray for discernment and make sure you're not getting distracted. While I'm going through this season, a lot of distractions popped up in the form of turning up, because God was telling me to stop drinking. Of course, I ain't listen, because I like wine a lot. I love wine. Wine is great. But God was telling me to stop drinking, He was just like, don't do that. Don't do that right now. Like, I don't need you doing that right now. You need to focus on this. You need to focus on building your brand. You need to make sure that is your main focus. You can't be out here doing that. And so, of course, I didn't want to listen. So I went out with one of my friends, and we went and got drinks. And then my car, on my way home, like, my tires were slashed and everything. Like, basically, I don't have a car right now because I didn't want to listen to God and like stop drinking. That's basically what happened. Like, my car is not in motion or nothing. Like, and had I just listened to God and stopped drinking and was just like in the house and focusing and doing what I was supposed to do, I have a car right now. But I don't, because I was letting things distract me like that, like going out. And it's like, I'm not saying like shut yourself away from people, like, no, but like me personally, I got distracted because I was not doing what I already knew in my soul was something that I was being called away from. I wanted to go turn up and be with my friends and stuff, but God doesn't want me doing that right now, and this is not a forever move for me. I know it's not a forever thing. Like, God wants me to go out and have fun and enjoy myself with people, but He also, like, He sees like the path that I was going down when it comes to alcohol. Like, there's alcoholism in my family, so He already knew what was up. He was like, JD, you can't keep doing that. You got to stop for a while and then come back to it later. So it's like, okay, I get it, and I know why you want me to do that now. But yeah, it's stuff like that. You're going to get distracted in this phase, and there are going to be times where God is calling you to stop doing something you really, really like to do. Like, I really like to go out and have fun with my friends. Like, I really, really love those cut loose moments where we be in the bar and we just having fun and we're dancing, a group of us girls, and, guys are just buying us drinks and we're just getting free stuff. Like, it's great. It's a wonderful, like, it's a fun thing. It's a fun experience, but it's just a time and a place for everything. And I don't know, like, it's just, God's gonna call you away from doing things that you like to do, so you do what you have to do and you can enjoy yourself more later. So beware of those distractions in this season, all right? You have to focus and actually prepare and do what God's telling you to do, and don't give no pushback, because life is gonna hit you with a smooth curveball, and then you're not gonna know how to take it, and he gonna be like, now see, if you would have listened to me, that wouldn't happen. So don't be looking crazy like me. And then lastly, this I kind of already touched on, releasing what doesn't belong. But after you've implemented those changes and stuff, it's going to be so easy to release what doesn't belong there, because it only takes 21 days to make a habit. And honestly, after you start making those itty bitty changes to prepare you for the next level and get you right, like, you're already going to be like straight, you know what I mean? It'll be those things that you can release, they'll fall off of you for real. Like, those things that don't belong, they'll just fall off of you in the midst of you preparing, because like, you're not going to be feeding them anymore. They're not going to have a purpose to serve anymore. They're just not going to be there anymore. So it's just going to be, they're just going to fall off like dead weight, or like dead skin in the shower. Like when you use a little scrubber junk, it's just going to come right off and just go down the drain, and you never going to see it again. Well, let me not say never, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just not going to be like an issue for you. I would feel like the hardest thing would be like when God, like when this season first starts, when this part first begins, when you start making those small changes. I mean, that's when like releasing is the hardest, when it's brand new, when it's fresh. But as you go through and make those changes, you're gonna realize that stuff's just gonna fall off willy-nilly, and you'll just get used to this idea of the lack of control you actually have. You know what I mean? It'll stop surprising you and catching you off guard, because you'll kind of start to be like, you know, okay with letting go. And it's a beautiful thing when you're okay with letting go. Like, things are so zen and peaceful when you just release this idea and need of control over your life. Like, when you just let it go and understand that the only thing you could possibly be in control of is how you feel, and anything that pertains to you, the decisions you make. But outside of that, like, you can't control anything. Other people will do what other people do. They'll feel the way they feel. They'll fall off the way they fall off. Once you accept those things, life just gets so much simpler. So like, I don't know, releasing what you need is tough. Releasing what doesn't belong is tough at first, but it gets easier. And you know, like I said, it's not necessary for your next level anyway. Like, don't let these heathens make you think that they need to be there, because 9 times out of 10 they don't. 10 times out of 10 they don't, for real. All you need is Jesus, for real, if you want to be honest. You don't really need nothing, like, except God. Like, that's it, for real, like, period. So that's that. And then after you've navigated out of that, you know, now you waiting. Now here you are, you know, you're already on autopilot, moving like you in the next level. At that point, you're just waiting. You just got to keep it up. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where it's autonomous, and you're just keeping it up. You're just sitting here, like, just doing it. You just living like you're in the next level already. You already pushing through, like, hey, I'm already here where I need to be. And then it just gonna, boom, it's just gonna pop onto your lap. Like, I seen a post on Instagram today about Boris Kojo's wife, how she prayed for what she wanted in him, and then God was like, well, are you ready for him? And then she like immediately just started getting her life together, and then boom, there he was, after she had already did all of the preparation that she needed to do to get her life together to be ready for the next level. She was already moving like she was ready for the next level, and then the next level just found her like that. And that's exactly what happens here. Like, when you're preparing, like, you have to prepare before you wait, because you can't just wait and expect something to just fall into your lap. No, you have to prepare to wait, and then you wait in the midst of preparation. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you are waiting for something to happen in your life, you know, you're trying to figure out why your blessings ain't going on, you got to go back and seek God. You got to figure out, like, okay, God, is there something that I'm missing? Is there something that I need to do in order to get to this waiting period? Am I waiting prematurely? Like, what's going on? You know, and then at that point, you know, God's gonna let you know. He gonna hit you back with an answer or some confirmation in some way. It might be a comment on Instagram. It might be your friend calling you and letting you know. But whatever it is, God's gonna come to you in some kind of way. He might come to you as an angel in your dream and be like, you are waiting prematurely. And you'll wake up and be like, that was weird, but okay. And like, you know, he'll let you know. So that's today's video. I do want to stress the fact that all of these stages that I gave you, they can happen simultaneously, they can happen, you know, one at a time. It really just depends on you and what season you're going through and where you're at in your life. Like me, I was releasing things that didn't belong in my life before I even knew I was in the next, like I was in the preparation stage. Like God was stripping things away from me before I even knew that I was being prepared for the next level. Like I remember being in April, everything was great, like life was great. Like I wasn't aware that I was in the preparation stage, but that was, I would say, like the beginning of April, like into March, beginning of April. That was when God started preparing me for where I'm at right now here in October, November for y'all. But like he was preparing me way back then, but I wasn't even hip, and he was stripping people away from me and taking things away, and you know, really like yanking at my chest, like yanking at my heart and pulling me at him, like look at me, Jada. That's what he was basically doing. He's like, look at me, I'm taking that, I'm taking that, I'm taking that, that don't belong here, you can get out, you can go, they can go, they can go. Like God started doing that way at the beginning of the year. Here we are in the fall, and you know, now I see why. So everything can happen at its own time, like at the same time, you know, but just make sure you have a steady prayer life and you doing what you got to do to survive out here in these streets, and you preparing for the wait. You got to prepare for the wait. You can't just wait. You got to prepare for the wait. Say it with me. Prepare for the wait. Prepare for the wait. Prepare for the wait. Prepare for the wait. We preparing for the wait. We preparing for the wait. Yeah. So that's the video. It's a special video. Special video. Woo woo. That's been our fourth quarter video, and I hope you all have a wonderful, magnificent day. And sorry, there was like a little net flying away, I had to smack it. But I hope you have a wonderful, magnificent day and a blessed fourth quarter, and I will see y'all next quarter with a special video. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. I hope it's gonna be exciting. I want to do some fun and you guys see some fun stuff. I like fun. All right, good evening, good night, good night, good night.